Wonderful, guys. All right. Perfect. Wonderful. We're actually going to go ahead and get started, and I'll continue to let people in as they arrive. Oh, sorry, chat box didn't see that. Hi, Vivian. Okay. Well, welcome to Banyan Tree Woman Collective. Our focus today is Botanical Beauty, detoxifying for glowing skin. And hopefully you have joined us for the past two classes and have learned something and enjoyed it. I know my brown sugar body scrub has been just quite a treat lately, and it's saved me a whole bunch of money doing it at home, and I appreciate that. And so we're going to dig a little bit deeper today. And first, I just wanted to remind you and anybody watching this replay that we believe that wellness, choice, access, and experience is a human right. And what we try to do at Banyan is to give people a safe container, a safe space, just to explore different ways to nourish and care for themselves and help themselves along their healing journey. And we welcome Patty back into this space. She comes with so much knowledge of skin, but also all the inside workings, the digestion, and that's through her herbal background. And each time she's with us, so we get to dig a little bit deeper, a little bit more knowledge about how our body works and functions, and then we always get to walk away with practical something that we can do to care for ourselves. So without any further ado, I'm going to pass this off to Miss Patty.
All right. Thanks, Melissa. Thank you so much for having me. So this is the third part of a three-part series on botanical beauty. And if you were with me for the first two classes, we covered cleansing and exfoliating. So today we're going to wrap things up, really give you an introduction to botanical beauty by talking about detoxifying for glowing skin. So one of the questions that I like to ask folks starting off is, why do you want glowing skin? So if you want to take a minute to think about it, why do you want glowing skin? If you feel compelled, type it in the chat box. I definitely have my own reasons, and I'd like to share some common answers that I've received from students and clients in the past. I want my skin to look healthy. I want to look and feel beautiful. I want to feel confident in my skin. I want to age gracefully. I don't want to constantly rely on makeup as a cover-up. I can definitely relate to that one personally, having a very problematic skin for many years. So yeah, these are just a few reasons. And I see Mel wrote, it's a reflection of my inner health, gut health. Yes, absolutely. Yes. Oh, couldn't agree more. One of my mottos is your skin is a reflection of your inner being. And it's something that I truly stand by and believe in my practice and in my personal life. So today we are going to cover your skin and its pores. We're going to cover the benefits and ingredients when it comes to facial masking, and then we're going to create a simple facial mask together using some of the ingredients or whatever you have on hand to create this mask. And then we're going to wrap up, and I'm going to share a little bit more about an offering if you want to go deeper with me around botanical beauty. All right, so let me quickly introduce myself. My name is Patty Liu. I am a certified clinical herbalist. I also am a holistic beauty coach and Reiki practitioner, and I'm also a highly sensitive person. So if any of you can relate to that, let me know, because I think there is just a large group of people who have very specific needs as a highly sensitive person, and I'm here to support these people, especially when it comes to skin issues. So I welcome you to connect with me on Instagram, PattyLiu_, or on my website, IamPattyLiu.com. I also run a holistic beauty, a conscious beauty brand called Free Flow Botanicals, where I offer plant-based skincare products and beauty tools. And then from there, you can connect with me at Free Flow Botanicals through Instagram or through my website. All right, let's get to know your skin. So this is really this is going to be a very quick review of what has been covered in the last two classes, but we want to take a look at the three major layers of our skin, right? So we have the hypodermis, the layer of fat that's underneath the skin. We have the dermis or the true skin. So a lot of activity going on in there. That's where the blood vasculature is. That's where our sebaceous glands that secrete sebum or oil to keep our skin lubricated lies. That's where our hair follicle lies. And then the epidermis is the outermost protective layer. So it sits on top. So if you were with me in the second class, we talked a lot about the epidermis and how skin cell turnover, right, is largely determined by the quality of our epidermis. So this is a review of the first class, cleansing your way to glowing skin. So we talked about sebaceous glands. So while these are located in the dermis, they release sebum that basically travels through the gland along the hair follicle up to your pore, right? So this pore is visible through the epidermis, and it secretes sebum or oil, and it exists in mammalian skin. And it's really important to have a healthy, balanced secretion of sebum because it keeps our skin moisturized and keeps us from getting cracked, brittle skin. But too much sebum, as many hormonal teenagers might share with you, can be a problem. So taking a look at our skin's pores, we have what is quote unquote normal pores, right? These are average in size. However, they can easily become clogged, right? So normal pores can become clogged. And there are several factors that can lead to clogged pores. Dead skin cells, right? So the buildup of dead skin cells, this is something we covered in the second class, which was focused on exfoliating. Pores can be clogged by dirt or debris, right? So if you go outside or even if you're in your home, your skin can be covered with a layer of dirt and debris, right? You might not be able to see it, but it's there. Excess oil, right? So if you have a lot of sebaceous glands or you have a lot of sebum activity, then that can lead to excess oil. And then the fourth one tends to surprise most people, and that is over cleansing. So it might seem counterintuitive, right? Why would over cleansing lead to clogged pores? Because I'm cleansing my pores out. I'm getting it extra clean. But if you were with me in the first class where we talked about the skin's microbiome, it is it sits above our skin, and it's filled with trillions of bacteria, yeast, and fungi that are residents on our skin. And they like to be at a specific pH, right, of about 5.5. So oftentimes when we over cleanse or cleanse with the wrong type of products, that can lead our skin to becoming dried out. And that is not a good thing. When our skin dries out, our skin will actually try to overcompensate for that dryness by producing more oil. So that can simulate the effect of having excess oil on your skin. So in my 20s, I had horrible skin filled with acne, very oily, and I was obsessed with getting that squeaky clean feeling. And if any one of you can relate, let me know in the chat box. I wanted to get my skin as clean as possible. So, and I couldn't understand why it was producing so much oil, but now I realize it was because I was drying it out so much. And, of course, the acne persisted. So you can go from having normal pores to clogged pores, and here are just a few of the factors that lead to clogged pores. And then you can go from having a clogged pore to getting a pimple, right? If you've had a pimple, it's not fun. I've definitely had millions of pimples in my youth. And so what might lead from a clogged pore to getting a pimple? Well, two main factors: bacterial growth or infection, as well as inflammation, right? So the buildup of dead skin cells, dirt, debris, excess oil can lead to bacteria to grow, and bacterial growth can lead to infection, and everything becomes red and inflamed and uncomfortable. So many times folks, when we look at our skin and we have giant pores and we say, oh, that person has really big pores, it's not actually the size of the pores that is bigger or smaller. It's the fact that there's all this gunk inside the pores that makes the pore look more enlarged. I hope that clarification was helpful. So why do we want to detoxify our skin? Why detoxify? Detoxifying our skin, I really want to make this clarification, because detoxification in science language versus skincare language is actually quite different. So detoxification in the scientific world is removing toxins or toxic substances out of the body. So in the skincare world, detoxification is not about pulling these toxins out of the skin. When you cleanse your skin, when you in the skincare language world refer to the word detoxify, it's not pulling anything out. Rather, you are cleansing properly, right? So cleansing through a facial cleanser, through facial steaming, which we covered in the first part of the series. You are exfoliating, right? So you're basically doing what you need in a balanced way to prevent your skin from getting congested, because congestion leads to clogged pores, which can lead to flare-ups or acne. Again, so you want to detoxify to prevent and treat acne or inflammation, and minimize or eliminate dull, rough, lifeless skin. So we talked about the importance of exfoliation. As we age, especially as we enter our 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, our cell turnover rate declines. So we need to promote the cell turnover, right, by exfoliating. So it's manually manipulating and getting the dead skin cells off. And that can help reveal fresh, smooth, brighter looking skin, right? Regularly exfoliating and cleansing. And then last but not least, you want to detoxify and really get a balanced cleansing routine going on in your life to help improve the absorption of beauty products. If you are one, and I used to be one, to spend hundreds of dollars on beauty products and not understanding why they didn't improve my skin and why my acne was getting worse, it was likely because my skin was not able to absorb these beauty products. I had not prepared my skin to be able to take in these products. Okay, so let's talk about facial masking. This is the big topic of today's class. The methods to detoxifying, as a reminder, is daily cleansing, facial steaming, typically done on a weekly basis, exfoliation, which can be done 1 to 3 times a week, depending on your skin type, and then today's topic, facial masking. So what that does is it draws out impurities, specifically on blemish-prone skin, right? Helps you cleanse the gunk out of those clogged pores so you can have normal, clear pores. It tightens pores of oily skin. And by doing that, again, it's clearing everything out, right? So your skin, your pores are not necessarily shrinking, they're just getting cleared out. It can soothe sensitive skin. So if you have sensitive skin like me, depending on what you put in your facial mask, it can be super supportive. And then another benefit is that it can help revive aging skin. Always a great benefit. Commonly used ingredients, your clay of choice. There are a variety of clays out there, and I hope you have ingredients today so we can make a facial mask together. But there are different types of clays. I'm gonna really dive deep on one of my favorite clays. Another set of ingredients are powdered herbs. So these are dried herbs that you can get. You can powder them yourself with a coffee grinder. You can use a mortar or pestle. You can buy them powdered, as I will show you later on in this class, but there are a variety of herbs that you can find powdered and that you can combine with the clay to make your own customized facial mask specific to your skin's needs. And then natural exfoliants. So this is a continuation of what we talked about in class number 2. We're going to review natural exfoliants. And in this case, exfoliants that help to slough off dead skin cells on a chemical level. So breaking apart the bonds of the dead skin cells, right? The chemical bonds. And then frequency, 1 to 2 times a week, again, depending on your skin type. So if you have extremely congested, oily skin, you may want to opt for facial masking twice a week versus if you have very dry or very sensitive skin, you may want to limit it to once a week. So here are some natural exfoliants that you can find in your kitchen. And this is the beautiful thing about Botanical Beauty, is that you have access to amazing ingredients that you may or may not be already aware of that you can use on your skin in a safe way, as long as you prepare those in a safe way. All right, the first one, milk or yogurt. Okay, so milk or yogurt contain lactic acid. Lactic acid is a very gentle, natural exfoliant. It helps to dissolve those bonds. It's super gentle. It's suitable for all skin types, and yogurt especially helps your skin maintain its microbiome. So as I mentioned, we have trillions of bacteria in our skin, right, as well as our gut. So we want to, and I often refer to our skin as our outside gut, right? If you think about it, we want to maintain our outside gut. So milk or yogurt is a wonderful way to exfoliate. You can mix milk or yogurt with your clay and use that as a facial mask in place of water. The next one, banana. Okay, so banana, specifically ripe banana, which you can easily mash up, is wonderful for the skin. It contains a alpha hydroxy acid called tartaric acid, and it's incredibly smoothing for the skin. It benefits all skin types. However, dry, sensitive skin types can really benefit from banana, and it's incredibly nourishing as well as non-abrasive. So I'm sharing these natural exfoliants because these are an alternative to physical exfoliants that we covered in the last class, such as oats or almonds or ground flowers. These can be mixed, right? So ideally, you would want to be exfoliating on a physical and chemical level if your skin can tolerate it. All right, the next one, lemon. So quick story for you. When I was in my late 20s, as I mentioned, I invested hundreds of dollars a month on expensive skincare products. Nothing worked for me, and I was really frustrated, and I wanted to do a facial mask one evening, and I didn't have any of all the hundreds of dollars of products that I owned. I didn't have a facial mask. So I went onto a blog at the time. I think it was Wellness Mama, and great blog, by the way. And I found a recipe for a oatmeal, lemon, and honey facial mask. And I thought, well, I have all those ingredients at home. Why don't I give it a shot? So it, just again, to remind you all, I had very oily, acne-prone skin. So my skin was suffocating. So I took some diluted lemon juice, mixed it in with ground oats, added raw honey, mixed myself a mask, and upon the first application, my skin was brighter and smoother. And I kept doing it once a week for the next month. And my acne scars had visibly diminished. My pores looked a lot smaller. Overall, my skin was smoother and brighter. And that was what kicked off my journey to creating natural skincare products. That is what really sparked what the journey that brought me to where I am today. So back to lemon. When you dilute the juice, it acts as an astringent, right? So lemon contains an alpha hydroxy acid, citric acid, just like oranges and grapefruit. And as an astringent, it helps to tighten and tone the skin, tighten and tone the pores, helps to restore the skin's natural pH after cleansing, because many commercial cleansers have a very alkaline or high pH, which can disrupt the skin's microbiome. And we want to generally keep the skin's microbiome around a pH of 5.5. So this can really be beneficial, especially after the cleansing step, to bring balance to your skin's pH. Naturally helps to lighten pigmentation, so hyperpigmentation, remove excess oily residue, and overall lead to a brighter complexion. So again, I really want to emphasize the importance of diluting lemon juice. You can start out with a 1-to-1 ratio of lemon juice to water, and then mixing that in with whatever products you'd like to add. But never ever use lemon juice undiluted anywhere on your skin, please, because you may very well end up with a chemical burn, and I don't want that to happen to you. The next final exfoliant that I want to cover with you is apple cider vinegar. So apple cider vinegar has a variety of health benefits for your gut as well as your skin. Again, just like lemon, you do not want to use it undiluted. You always want to make sure you dilute it to some degree. So similar to the diluted lemon juice, apple cider vinegar is also pretty astringent. It can tighten and tone the skin and bring balance to the pH. This is high in malic acid, a naturally occurring alpha hydroxy acid, and is super beneficial for all skin types except for extremely dry or sensitive skin, right? Because if you have extremely dry or sensitive skin, chances are you do not need your pores to be tightened and toned. They are tightened and toned enough already. Okay, so because this is Botanical Beauty, I really want to highlight one of my favorite herbs for the skin, and that is chamomile. I debated whether or not I should give you a long list of herbs, but that long list you actually have in your skin types guide. So it's a comprehensive guide, and I thought that you might take away more if I did a deep dive into one herb so you could really get to know it more intimately and have an appreciation for chamomile. So I'm sure all of us have used chamomile in the form of tea, right? Have chamomile tea at home in tea bags or loose leaf. What I'm about to share with you is chamomile for outer beauty. So chamomile can be used in different forms. We can use it, the flower form, in a fresh or dried version. We can powderize it. We can use it as a hydrosol or even an essential oil. This is German chamomile. It's very similar to Roman chamomile, and it has, they both have the chemical constituent cazulene. Sorry, it's always a mouthful for me. But this is highly anti-inflammatory and helps to bring irritated skin to a calm state. So any type of skin irritation, psoriasis, eczema, sunburn, it helps to bring that inflammation down thanks to this chemical constituent, and helps to bring down dryness, itching, redness, and sensitivity. It's most suitable for pretty much all skin types. So normal, dry, oily combination, mature, sensitive. It's a really wonderful all-around herb. And you can prepare it in a variety of products. I'm just going to close my window. There's quite a few sirens today. You can put fresh or dried chamomile flowers into a facial steam. You can use chamomile in a facial mask, which is what I've got today for my facial mask. You can put it in a scrub. You can put in a bath soak, a salve, a balm, a poultice compress. These are all amazing herbal preparations that are options for you, where you can include chamomile. So the part that we use that has the medicinal benefits is the flowering head, right? So many herbs, you can use the stem or the leaf that has a lot of beneficial properties, but chamomile specifically, we want to make sure we use the entire flowering head. Any contraindications or things we want to be watchful of or mindful of is that if you have an allergy or are sensitive to plants in the Asteraceae family, this may be a plant you may want to watch out for. So I also cover chamomile for inner beauty as well. So chamomile, how it supports your gut and nervous system, in similar ways that it brings down inflammation and irritation on our skin. It helps to bring down inflammation and irritation internally as well. But for purposes of this topic in class, I won't have time to go over that today. Okay. I want to introduce you to clays. First of all, have you seen this clay on the market? If you want to type in, I see Mel nodding her head. Anyone else, have you seen this clay on the market? This clay has earned this company, this brand, millions of dollars, right? And it looks remarkable, like some like magic bullet here, right? So health and beauty, Aztec secret, Indian healing clay, the world's most powerful facial. So I actually bought this clay back in the beginning of my skincare journey, and it worked wonders for me. Does anyone know what this clay is? Anyone know? Want to take a guess? No guesses? Okay, that's all right. So I'm gonna let you know in a minute. If you want to take a guess, if anything comes to you, feel free to type it in the chat box. But I want to introduce you to clays because that is one of the main ingredients in our facial mask today. What are clays? Clays are formed from natural quarries around the world, right? They can be found in mineral deposits, and hence they are mineral rich and really beneficial for our skin. And they help to detoxify our skin by drawing out oils, impurities, excess oil and sebum from the pores, and really help to tighten and tone the skin, right? Specifically the pores. When in contact with our skin, it can actually raise our skin's temperature slightly, and this helps to promote what's the word I'm looking for? So the removal, right? So it helps our skin purge, right? These excess toxic substances and sebum, right? By toxic substances, I'm talking about, the dirt, the debris, the dead skin cells, right? So because it raises the skin's temperature, we might often see our skin turning pink or slightly red, right? Improving blood flow and circulation. And so that can be a good thing. Okay, so bentonite clay, sodium bentonite or calcium bentonite, that is the remarkable Aztec secret. And this is not just found in one spot as this brand may imply, but it's found all over the world, specifically in Montana and Wyoming in the United States. It's also known as sodium bentonite or calcium bentonite, depending on the version. And this is a very pale to light gray clay, very fine. It's super high in minerals such as silica and aluminum, and it's great at absorbing oil while tightening and toning the skin. So this is like this brand indicates, it's a very powerful facial. It's a very powerful clay. So it's most suitable for normal, oily, or combination skin because it has incredible purging or drawing power, right? This bentonite clay. This is a great clay if you have normal oily combination skin and you're just starting out and you want to play around. This is a relatively inexpensive clay. You can purchase this Aztec secret anywhere, or you can just get sodium bentonite clay or calcium bentonite. One thing I will mention is many folks who start out with using bentonite clay like to mix it with apple cider vinegar. So if you choose to do that, please dilute your apple cider vinegar. And the reason why it's helpful to mix it in with apple cider vinegar is because clays, like many skincare products or ingredients, have their own pH levels. So bentonite clay actually has a pretty high pH. I think it's about 8 to 9, which is high, right? So you want to bring that pH down naturally by mixing it in with an acidic ingredient such as apple cider vinegar. So it gives you a more balanced product. Okay, so facial masking tips. Temporary redness or flushing is expected. So recall that as a clay dries on your skin, it can raise your skin's temperature, your body temperature. So it improves blood flow and circulation. So if you notice your skin turning a little pink, that can be expected. It won't stay pink forever, but I always recommend you conduct a skin patch test, right? Especially if you are working with a clay for the first time. You would want to adjust the frequency of facial masking depending on your skin type and your skin's needs, right? So your skin type, hopefully you know your skin type, which also keep in mind your skin type can change throughout the year, right? It can change by the season. It can change by due to the climate you live in, right? So where are you located, right? Are you in a very humid tropical environment, or do you live closer to the desert? So climate and geography play a huge role. And your activity level, right? Are you mostly sedentary, or are you very active, right? And you sweat a lot, right? So if you're sweating a lot, that may increase the amount of clogged pores that you may have. So recommend that you refer to the skin types guide. It has been sent out after each class, and it will be sent out after this class as well. So another main tip is to give your skin a chance to rest and reset. You want to make sure you protect your skin barrier, right? You really want to protect your skin barrier, support your skin microbiome, avoid using products that are super high in pH, or make sure that they're pH balanced. And for those of you that are using retinol products, right, commercial retinol products, I would highly suggest that you alternate between exfoliation, right, or facial masking, and using retinol products, right? Retinol can be quite intense on your skin. So you would not want to use a retinol product followed by a facial mask or exfoliation that same day. So alternate, right? Give yourself some space. It's generally a good rule of thumb to take a break in between different types of these kinds of treatments. And then prevent skin irritation and photosensitivity. So that's always really important in terms of facial masking. Okay, so just a reminder that your ultimate guide to skin types and more. This is a very comprehensive guide that I created to help you understand your skin type. I've got the main types: normal, dry, and oily, followed by mature, sensitive, and combination. Here are just some of the common characteristics. And then in that guide, which you will be receiving at the end of this class as a handout, I've listed some of my favorite herbs that you can use for your skin, depending on what your skin type is. So be sure to check out that guide and let me know if you have any questions. Okay, so if you are interested in botanical beauty, you've enjoyed learning all about botanical beauty with me, just know that what I've shared with you in this 3-part series is just scratching the surface, right? There's so much more in-depth information. So if you want to learn more with me, and if this is you, if you're wondering how to take better care of your skin, If you are tired of spending money on expensive skincare products that just don't seem to work for you, if you are looking to understand how to support your skin more in a way that allows for graceful aging, um, and by graceful aging, I mean not premature aging, but not so focused on anti-aging, right? Because I think with age comes beauty, right? A different class of beauty on its own. So I am actually anti-aging, so graceful aging. And then if you would like to learn more about how to make skincare products for yourself, family, friends, or even clients, right? If you are a healer or health practitioner, you may benefit from, or your clients may benefit from your products. So I do offer a Botanical Beauty online course, and this is a self-paced class that will help you take charge of your own health and beauty. It's going to help you feel good about what you're putting on your skin, support healthy or graceful aging by applying my practical and simple skincare tips. This class will allow you to save time by simplifying your skincare routine without compromising benefits and results. It's going to allow you to deepen your relationship with medicinal plants and their healing powers. So I went in to talk about chamomile today. There are 5 other medicinal plants that I love using on the skin. And I also talk about not only their outer beauty benefits, but also their inner beauty benefits as well. You're going to learn how to save time, right? So the banana, the milk, yogurt, and lemon, those are just a few kitchen ingredients. In this class, I cover a whole lot more. So you're going to learn about all different types of kitchen ingredients and their properties and benefits. And then this class will teach you how to be confident, knowing that you're able to create your own skincare products. And last but not least, you'll be able to delight your loved ones by gifting them with unique skincare products you've created. So this online course that I'm offering has 6 modules, and it's completely self-paced, starting with the foundations of your skin, what's your skin type, skin soothing botanicals, natural ingredients, best practices. So best practices when it comes to safety, dilution, how to properly dilute essential oils for products. And finally, we're going to create skincare products, right? So we've created, we're going to create 3 products today. We're going to be creating a total of 6 or 7 in this class. So, so what's included? 6 modules with pre-recorded videos, checklists, and worksheets, skincare self-assessments to help you start your botanical beauty journey, holistic beauty support for dry skin types and dehydrated skin conditions. That's one question I often get asked a lot. Is my skin dry or dehydrated? And oftentimes it's not one and the same. This class also includes an essential oil guide and dilution chart, so you can really make your handmade creation safe. And then a comprehensive guide to purchasing botanicals and natural ingredients. So all of this information I've compiled and it's ready for you. So this class normally is offered for $197, but because you're participating, it is offered for a one-time fee of $97. And if you're interested in learning more, please go ahead and scan the code with your phone. So you can learn more about it. And with code BUYINWOMEN, you'll save $100 off this course, and you'll have lifetime access to it. And this offer will end Sunday, August 22nd. All right. Okay, it's time to mask. So let's gather our ingredients.
I had a question for you.
Yes.
Okay, so you said banana, oatmeal, and lemon before. That was the combo?
Honey, oatmeal, and lemon.
Honey. Okay. See? And then the herbs that you gave, does it matter dried versus fresh?
For the face mask?
Well, I just saw all the herbs that you suggested with the different skin types.
Oh, okay. So yes, in that case, it would depend on the products that you're making, right? So facial steam, you could use it fresh or dried.
Mm-hmm.
In a facial mask, you would tend to be powdered. So the idea of that guide is just to give you a better sense of herbs that benefit you. And it wouldn't really matter their skin type. It would just be a matter of you applying the form of the herb to whatever product you're intending to make.
Okay. And then do you work like first of all that thank you for that the offer for your program because I've actually looked at your program before and thought it was really interesting and for you to do that discount that's that's really wonderful. I'm also wondering, do you work just one-on-one with someone to assess their skin and to get them started on a skincare journey, essentially?
Yes, absolutely. So I offer free 20-minute consultations. So just sort of do a quick skin assessment, understand what your skin's needs and goals are, and recommend either my products or someone else's products, or just give you some tips on how I think you can improve your skin based on what I know. So that, with that said, I'm not an esthetician. My focus is really on general skin improvement, right? So if you're looking for like, advice on microcurrent versus LED, that's not really in my arena. But yeah, I am happy to refer out always, and yeah, I will give more information on the free consultations that I offer.
Cool, thank you.
Sure. All right. Okay, so I have everything set up in my office today on this handy cart. So can you all see my cart?
Can you take the slide off the screen?
Can I take the what?
Drop the slide so we can have a full picture of you.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Okay, is that better?
Yeah, let me just, yeah, so you're spotlit. Yeah, perfect.
Okay, all right. All right, so we are gonna make a simple facial mask today. And if you have your email or recipe handy, you can pull out the ingredients. What I've got today is clay. So we're gonna first create a facial mask, right? So we're gonna create it and it can be used multiple times. And I'm curious if you all have a facial mask that you want to create today. Do you have a clay? And if you do have a clay, let me know either by sharing with me or typing it in the chat box which clay you have. For this class, for this specific class, I chose to use kaolin clay. So kaolin clay is also known as white cosmetic clay, and it's a very gentle clay. My skin has been very sensitive today. I recently got a windburn on my face, so I am in need of a very sensitive, delicate clay. I will cover all things related to kaolin clay in the online class, but I'm just sharing this is the clay I'll be using. And I've got 2 tablespoons of kaolin clay with me here in this container. So with the clay, whichever clay you have, I see Mel's got her clay. I love it. So she's got the bentonite clay. We're gonna add, and this is optional, we're gonna add up to a teaspoon of powdered herbs. So I mentioned that you can powderize your own herbs. You can use a coffee grinder if you're in a pinch. Just make sure you're using the coffee grinder for herbs only and not using the grinder that you use for coffee and mixing it. That would not be good. But a coffee grinder is a really inexpensive way to get coarse powdered herbs. I purchased this from Mountain Rose Herbs. They have a variety of herbs that are powdered for you. Mountain Rose Herbs is a wonderful supplier of organic medicinal herbs. Just a really great company in general. They're based in Eugene, Oregon. And here I've got powdered chamomile flower, right? So given that we talked about chamomile, I am going to add 1 teaspoon of chamomile powder to my kaolin clay. Okay. You can add like a 1/4 teaspoon of one herb. You can add, and then, you can fill that up with 4 different herbs at a 1/4 teaspoon each. Or if you want to do half and half, it's really fine, whatever you want to use to play with, right? So here I've got my kaolin clay and my powdered chamomile. I'm just going to mix it in. And this is the face mask. This is the dry face mask. As long as you keep it in a relatively cool room, right, at room temperature or below, it should keep, right? So just be mindful if you're storing this in your bathroom and you accidentally forget to put the lid on and it's exposed, then just be mindful that humidity or moisture, once that gets in, it can spoil the mask, right? So you want to make sure it's dried. So you have your facial mask, right? And this is it. It's so simple, but it's so effective. And you can even add different types of foods in there, right? So you can add cacao powder, spirulina powder. You can even add matcha powder, right? There are a variety of other ingredients that are in powder form that you can include here. And this is something I also cover in the online course. But for the purposes of this class, we're going to stick with this beautiful kaolin chamomile mixture. And then I have my mixing bowl here, right? So this is probably good for about 3 to 4 applications, right? So depending on, how thick you want to, keep your mask. I like to keep my mask on the thinner side so it dries more quickly and evenly. I tend to use about half a tablespoon. So I'm going to take about half a tablespoon of my facial mask preparation and add it to my mixing bowl. Okay, and here comes the fun part. So you can then take your facial mask, you can add filtered water to it. But recall that yogurt is a wonderful natural exfoliant, right? So in this case, I'm going to add, I have some organic full fat yogurt, right? Chock full of lactic acid. And it's a really gentle exfoliant, especially if you have very sensitive skin like me. So I'm just going to add about a dollop of the yogurt and add it to my mixture. And then mix it together till it forms a paste.
Does it matter Greek yogurt versus no?
No. They as long as it is relatively higher in fat. So non-fat would not have as much lactase, right, or lactose, so the lactic acid. So
and what about kefir?
Oh yes, that would be a wonderful option. Yeah, cow's milk specifically.
And then you mentioned the cacao powder. What is the benefit to the skin for the cacao powder?
Oh, so cacao is really high in antioxidants, really high in, I believe it's catechins. So these are wonderful antioxidants, similar to matcha green tea, that can help to minimize oxidation, cellular stress, oxidative stress, damage to the skin. So it can help to revive the skin.
And so I have a bunch of I'm making this is all about me right now. I have a bunch of ceremonial cacao. How much would I use?
So you would use up to 1 teaspoon.
Okay.
So if you wanted to, mix it in, if you had an herb that you had powdered and you wanted to mix it with cacao, you could do like half a teaspoon of herb, half a teaspoon of cacao. You could probably get away with 1 whole teaspoon of cacao. I would just say that for some specific food ingredients, you want to be careful how much you're adding, right? Because I've heard reports of women who use turmeric in their face mask, and it actually damages their skin and discolors their skin, right? So,
and then what
yeah,
about matcha? How much matcha would you use?
matcha is relatively fine. So similar to cacao, it's safe. Yeah, just make sure it's, organic, and obviously, what you put on your skin is important too. So yeah, I have now this yummy looking paste. It almost looks like frosting. I'm tempted to eat it, but I won't. And yeah, your freshly prepared face mask is now ready to go, right? So for the purposes or in the interest of time, I'm not going to apply it, but if you want to apply it, please apply it now, because I'm going to finish up my slides. And after class is over, I'm definitely going to apply this because my skin could really use some facial mask love right now. Yeah, but that's it. So this is a one-use mask, and it's ready to go. It's fresh. It's got the fresh yogurt in there. You can apply it to your skin, apply a thin layer. You can use a face mask applicator like this, or a brush. I would recommend that over using your fingers, but if you do use your fingers, make sure your hands are clean, of course. I just like using an applicator because it ensures an even application. All right. Let me just finish up my slides so you all can get out in time. Okay, so just a reminder, if you're interested in the class, just scan this QR code to learn more. And this offer is good till Sunday, August 22nd. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to ask. Other offerings and services I provide, I offer personalized coaching. So I work mostly with women who have skin issues that are related to gut or nervous system imbalances. So I really work heavily with herbs to help transform your skin and your well-being from the inside out, right? I also offer distance Reiki sessions, the Botanical Beauty and Skincare class, and it's all within this community that I run called the Holistic Beauty Collective. So connect with me on Instagram. I'd love to hear from you. And then some free resources. I offer a lot of blog posts around this topic. And then Patty Liu _ is my Instagram handle for all things like class related, coaching related, support for highly sensitive people. And then Free Flow Botanicals is where you can learn about my skincare products. So this class is where I teach you how to make basic versions of what I sell and create to customers. So you will, be able to create giftable products. I offer beauty coaching sessions. So these are free sessions where if you need a consult around inner health, right, inner and skin related health, you can contact me for a beauty coaching session. And then what you were asking about, Mel, if you wanted to have some like skincare consultation and recommendations for products or what to do, you can connect with me on Instagram for that as well, and I'll share the link with you. I'm so excited to share that that Mel has graciously allowed me to offer more herbal related classes this coming fall, as well as a couple coming up in 2022. So first one up on the 29th is Herbs for Chronic Stress. So I'm sure we are all under a lot of stress, right? Just from living and breathing. So what are some of the ways that we can adopt herbs and herbal and self-care practices into our lives to help manage stress? Because let's face it, stress is not going away. So how can we make ourselves more resilient to stress and better manage it? Coming up on October 16th, Herbs for Immune Health. So this is really, I think it comes at a very opportune time. I think the past, 19 months, we've all really been concerned about our immune health. And this is more than going out with a mask on, right? This is really balancing your immune system, right? At the most fundamental level, so that if in a case where exposure were to occur, your body already intelligently knows how to ramp up its defenses, right? Whether or not you have decided to get a vaccine, right? So herbs are just wonderful companions to help support your body. So we're going to make fire cider in this class. I'm going to teach you how to make this amazing remedy. And it's also going to be a great gift for friends, family, and loved ones for the holidays. And then the third class this year, holiday gifts from the heart. So we're going to go over how to create a giftable herbal product and share with you some of my favorite techniques for sustainable packaging options. So how can you create something with your personal touch, right? Because it can be easy to go out and buy a gift, but I think there's no better gift than a gift from the heart and has your, personal touch to it. So that's coming up on November 17th. All right. Well, thank you so much for attending today. I'm so happy to have you. Thank you, Mel, for hosting this with me. It was a pleasure to teach. And please stay in touch. And I hope to see you for the next class, Herbs for Chronic Stress.
Thank you, thank you. I have so many notes here, and I'm excited to do my face mask in just a few minutes after we eat dinner. So I hope
Great.
everyone learned something today, and
Awesome.
share the outcome if you tried to create a mask at home or did any of the other items she shared with us. I know there was one question.
Oh, yes, Ruby. Yes. Can we use coconut oil instead of yogurt? Um, I generally do not advise putting coconut oil on the face because coconut oil for many can be comedogenic, so it can be pore clogging. Um, so I would say just to err on the side of caution, coconut oil is probably not the best in terms of a facial mask where you let it sit on your skin. Some people wash with coconut oil. That's a little different, but to let your skin really benefit, you can use other ingredients, right? So there are a variety of ingredients, but I highly recommend yogurt. And if you don't want to buy, if you don't do dairy, for example, this is a question I often get asked. If you don't do dairy and you want to like a nut milk based yogurt, you can get some benefits from the probiotics in coconut yogurt, but not necessarily the exfoliating benefits, but you still will get the probiotic benefits from the coconut yogurt.
Wonderful. That was actually a really good question because so many people are told to use coconut oil for like everything, and there's so many wonderful things that it's great for, but yeah, there's been some misinformation on it. So that was
Yeah.
a good question. And yes, Karina, I know it's mind-boggling when you get the knowledge on how to create something that you may think is not affordable in your budget, or you've actually paid a whole lot of money for, and you're like, boom, all of a sudden this truth is in front of you that you completely have the power to do these things at home, and you know exactly what hands are touching it, how it's created. So that's really special, and that's sustainable self-care there. So thank you for sharing that. I'm excited.
Yeah, let me know how it goes.
Yeah, I'm gonna get the cacao out now. I'm gonna do the cacao version. So,
Awesome.
all right, everyone, have a beautiful night. Thank you for joining us. We'll
All
see
right,
you
thanks
soon.
everybody. Bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.